National Anthem, T. Cannon. National Anthem, T. United States of America.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final game of tonight's competitions leading up to tomorrow's finals. This is a game between Canada and the United States. My understanding is that the United States has to win in order to advance to the finals against Argentina. So we're on the way with the men's division. Last game on Saturday evening here. The blue is the USA. Red is Canada. Godwall Going past Canadian, Harris, over to Kapler. Harris and Kentwell. Going back and forth, deflection pass up to Dodwall, just out of his reach. Ball off the sideboard by Heller, up to Kapler, and then Dodwall put the ball up into the circle to Harris, but the Canadians coming back now. I wanted to find out the standings for the tournament just to be sure. The USA, if they win or tie, they go into the championship game tomorrow afternoon. Canada wins, Canada goes. Once again, if the USA, dressed in blue, win or tie this game, they go into the championship game against Argentina. Argentina is already there. Deflection pass to Canada. Player alone in the circle, and that ball almost snuck in off of misplay by Harris. Joking with his counterpart that he almost scored for Canada, as it were. Now, you can't have an own goal, but the ball was what we call hot because it was touched by Canada inside the scoring zone. So then if it's touched by an American defender, then that counts as a goal. Doesn't negate the goal just because it was last touched by an American if Canada touched the ball in the circle. Texera back in the game. He is a captain for Canada. I don't think he was in the game at the very beginning. Could be wrong. Texera is number 3 on the far side, waiting at the center line for an opportunity. Here's Pereira. There's Texera deflecting the ball forward into the circle. A nice pass back, but a missed opportunity there. John Cloggis for the USA in goal, dressed in all white. Canadian goalie in all black. If this was an old Western, we'd know who the good guy and the bad guy was. Dodwall attempting to go up. Wasn't successful with that at first, but now the U.S. Heller takes the ball into the circle on the right side. Ball passed into the air, though. Boy, a penalty stroke there. Kapler coming over the stick of the player from Canada who was in possession of the ball. That's Singh. Texera coming up to take the stroke for the Canadians. It could even be a player that comes in off the bench. You are allowed to substitute on a penalty stroke. Oh, a save! Great left foot kick save. Kalagas, what an amazing save there. Almost all penalty strokes are certain goals, but of course they're not certain, as just demonstrated. Ball up to DeAngelis, across the full circle looking for Heller, picked up by Dodwall, back to Kapler, to Harris, Harris back to Kapler and back again. Kapler has already scanned the field, decides he's got to go back to Harris. Kapler taking a look upfield while Harris has the ball. Ball off the foot of the Canadian. Now a scoring opportunity here for the USA. I didn't take the opportunity to introduce the umpires. Is the managing umpire for this penalty corner, Devin Hooper from Guyana, and the other umpire on the far side from Argentina, Diego Barbas. Dodwall setting up to do the insertion duties, putting the ball into play for the USA. Kapler's shot defended away by Canada. Umpire giving a verbal caution to Kapler about physical play. And Kapler there with the interception, coming upfield right away. Oh, what an opportunity there as Heller pushes the ball back to DeAngelis, but DeAngelis not able to get past the Canadian defense. Close quarter play at the goal line. Nick Richardson into the game for the USA. Kapler with the ball, up to DeAngelis, off the boards. Ball beaten through the legs. Guess I should have said ball through the legs. The legs. DeAngelis was beaten there by the Canadian. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first period. Hard pass upfield, deflected off the pitch by Kapler. Singh to restart play, number 18. Ball back to the Canadian captain, Texera. Back over to Singh, back to Texera. Richardson applying the defensive structure that caused Texera to have to go back to Singh. And again, soft press by the USA, causing a problem though for the Canadians as they try to get the ball upfield. Kentwell into the game for Harris. Kentwell. And Kentwell earning the penalty corner for the USA as he tried to cross the ball over to Richardson. But in between Richardson and Kentwell was one of the feet of one of the Canadians, the captain actually, Texera. So another scoring opportunity here for the USA. 1 minute, 45 seconds to go. The clock is stopped. A 30-second countdown timer is started at the award of a penalty corner. We're less than 3 seconds to go for the countdown to expire. Kapler's flick a few inches above the surface, finds the back of the goal. So the USA leads 1-0. Heller back into the game, coming in for Richardson. That ball slightly lifted, but picked up by Kapler right away. And a give and go with Kentwell, just inches away from Kapler's stick as he crossed the center of the circle with an open goal because the goalkeeper was out. Trying to go against Kentwell. And the players slowed down there and started walking because there was only about 2 seconds left. We have 1 minute break in between the periods. 2 10-minute periods. Once again, an opportunity to thank the faces in the stands, the fans in the stands. This is Tom Harris, the founder of the California Cup, who is one of the contributors helping the USA men and women in their pursuit of a berth at the 2022 World Cup. This is the last game of the second day of the 2021 Pan Am Cup. The tournament was twice postponed. DeAngelis to restart play. Goes back to Kentwell. Over to Dodwall. Harris scanning upfield. He knows what he's going to do. Back to Kentwell. DeAngelis with the ball in the center of the midfield of the attacking half. Dodwall spinning through the Canadian defense. Harris to DeAngelis, but the ball sent back to the middle of the circle with a lift. Ball sent into the air. Again, you can't lift the ball. USA slows things down before restarting. Now Harris on this side. Cantwell on the far side using Dodwall and back in the circle up to Harris. One of the Canadian defenders is upfield, so a good opportunity to go into the circle perhaps. Ball into the feet and Kentwell crosses into midfield, so Canada with the restart. Right here where Singh is. We have 4 Singhs on the Canadian team. 2 are brothers, but no other relationship except for the common last name for the others. Harris over the ball. And his fake pass draws one of the Singhs upfield. Number 28 is Gurjat Singh. Three players from the USA there on that, taking the ball away from Canada. Boy, great ball up to the corner from Kapler. Just beyond the reach of Heller. Heller and Kapler switch positions here. Heller's dropped back. Kapler putting the pressure on the goalkeeper. Canada tries to go up through Kapler's stick. Kentwell with a good attempt there. I thought actually he was going to come up with possession. Pixera trying to find his teammate upfield on the right-hand side for right side attack. All comes all the way back to Kapler. God. One four candle. Minutes to go in the second period, so 5 minutes to go until halftime. Score is tied. The USA has to either win or tie this match in order to go into the finals tomorrow. There'll be only one men's game tomorrow. For determining first and second place. And now Canada with the ends with the award of another penalty corner. And so Canada taking time to go over to the coach without inserting the ball, that's the delay. And so the possession was reversed. Canada gets the shot off out of tight quarters and easily saved. Easily saved by Plagas. Pereira. His teammate, I think is the second time he slipped. So I think the card because he Kapler over to Dodwall. It's great how quickly the positions change in indoor hockey. Harris looking for the soft pass up to Cantwell. I've said it before during this tournament, but sometimes the players zig when you hope they zag. Kapler fighting through the Canadian for possession and drifts the ball into the top of the circle. The goalkeeper's out. DeAngelis on top. There's the shot, but obstruction. The umpire was waiting to see who got possession there. The obstruction, I think, happened elsewhere. Not DeAngelis wasn't involved, in other words, in the obstruction. Ball upfield and taken by Kapler over to Dodwall. The suspension is over, so the power play opportunity is gone. There is Harris in the corner. Possession changing back and forth so quickly, and so is the position of the ball on the court. A hard cross into the circle. Ball deflected up. Pat Harris with the deflection into the goal. USA goes up 2-1 with 1 minute and 39 seconds to go in the first half. Caution to Kentwell. 1 minute to go in the first half. Dodwall walking the ball up for the restart. Over to Kapler. Ball back to Kapler. Dodwall's moved up. Nice slip move past the Canadian. It's Kentwell against the goalkeeper, who was in very close quarters to Kentwell, so he really had no chance. Kentwell obstructed the Canadian there, and so possession for a free push over to Canada. They've got 10 seconds to go. If they have any hopes of tying up this game, they'll have to make fast progress up the field. Miscommunication there, again a zig instead of a zag, and so we go into the half. 5-minute break with the USA over Canada by a score of 2-1. Quick opportunity to have a conversation with the coaches. Fans in the stand this time. I know this guy. It's James. He's a teammate of my son. The support for the fans in the stands helps provide support for the U.S. men's and women's national teams in the national indoor teams. So James is taking in the action, perhaps at home as well, but he's also here in the stands showing his support. And James was just named to, I think, the U.S. under-16 team, if I am correct. Tomorrow's games are setting up to be an exciting matchup. In the women's division, of course, the finals are set. Contesting for third and fourth place, Argentina against Uruguay. Told to pronounce that differently each day. That game will take place at noon. Easy to remember to start for the tournament's conclusion tomorrow. Then the men's will play at 1:30. Argentina is in the final already. This game will determine whether Canada or the USA will fight Argentina for the chance to go to the World Cup. And the women's final between the USA and Canada, that game will take place at 3 o'clock. Canada advancing to the championship game by defeating Canada with a penalty stroke. My understanding from reports from the audience at home was that the camera shifted away just in time for you not to see the stroke. Lee, the captain of Canada, scored on that penalty stroke, giving Canada the 2-1 victory over Argentina, sending the Canadians into the championship game against the USA women's national team. The women's national team won this tournament back in 2017, so they are the reigning defending champions of the Pan Am Cup. Again, this international indoor hockey tournament will determine the final placements into the World Cup, the 2022 World Cup happening in Belgium in February of 2022. All the other teams are set. The teams coming out of this tournament will take the final spot in the 12-team men's and the 12-team women's tournaments being held at the World Cup next year. I've really appreciated the messages that I've received in the various and sundry ways, social media, emails, text messages, helping me with some of the pronunciations, which has helped greatly. So if you have any other helpful tips, send them in. Got about a minute to go before the second half starts. So the period on the time scoreboard will change to 3. And we'll start the final half of today's activities. Canada is dressed in red, the USA in blue. USA hoping to keep or extend this lead. If they win or tie, they go to the championship game tomorrow at 1:30. Clock is reset. Whistle from the umpire restarts the opportunity for Canada to come back. They have to win to move on to the championship game, which is exactly what the women's team had to do in their game earlier today. Dodwall, a tight dribbling situation against Pereira, and another Canadian comes up with possession and puts the ball in front of Cloggis over to Kapler. Kapler to Harris and back to Kapler. Dodwall cuts through the middle to Heller. Ball all the way back to Kapler. So the USA has a diamond formation here. 3 in the back, Heller in the middle. Harris back to Kapler. And into the middle of the diamond to Heller. To Harris. Dodwall. Heller now at the top of the circle. That pass badly played forward, stolen by Pereira. He's into the circle, but his shot is stopped by John Cloggis, keeping the USA's lead intact. Great opportunity there for Canada as Pereira broke into the circle, attacking from the right side. And all started by a pass that was just a couple of inches off. Precision that you need to play this game at this level is just absolutely phenomenal. Guess the same could be said about any sport at this level. Wow, nice shot by Pereira. Kick save by Klages. Kentwell taken down. Yellow card to Singh, number 24, Singh. That's Jagpreet. So he's going to go sit down for at least 2. I didn't see the time indicator from the umpire. An intentional foul against Kentwell by the Canadian when Kentwell was inside the attacking half of the field and outside the circle. The Americans awarded with a penalty corner scoring opportunity. That penalty is supposed to encourage the players not to do that type of thing. Here's the whistle, the ball at the Kapler and across the Dodwall. Easy goal, if you will. Great precision passing, but the goal was virtually empty. Dodwall's, his shot would have had to have been off to not go in. So it's a great opportunity for Dodwall to redeem himself from that pass that led to a scoring opportunity for Canada by Dodwall putting the ball into the cage. And the USA extends their lead to 3-1 early in the third period. And Kentwell's pass, Canadians complaining that Kentwell bobbled the ball up before the shot, but the umpire indicating that nobody was near him, no disadvantage, nobody was disadvantaged. So Kentwell's shot just missing the goal mouth. The goal mouth is about 25% smaller indoors than the goal mouth is for an outdoor cage. Dodwall in the circle, back to DeAngelis, and the ball was up, and so that's what made the reception difficult, and the ball turned over to Canada. Ball bounced off the sideboard, surprising the umpire. Hooper had to jump when he didn't expect to. If the ball had hit the umpires, just play on. Outdoors, we say the umpire is just another blade of grass, just part of the field. Indoors, just a piece of plastic. Boy, another opportunity for the USA. Ball shot wide. Kapler, Dodwall trying to find DeAngelis. Kapler with the great steal there, tackling the ball away to stall the play upfield. Canada with the ball, coming out on the right side of their defensive end. Canadian team with the ball on the right side of the circle. Klages following the ball out of bounds. Kapler, Dodwall. The suspension is over, and that almost surprised Kapler. Ball up the middle to DeAngelis. DeAngelis off to the right to Kentwell. makes a great attempt there from the right-hand side of the attack. Just mentioned DeAngelis. He was a practice player at ODU. That's happening with some of the men that are interested in field hockey. They're practice players for some of the college programs. I just heard yesterday that a male practice player in an NCAA team is only allowed to practice with the team 1 day a week. Could that be true? I certainly hope not. Back in the late 70s, I was a practice player with Westchester, and I practiced all the time with the team. And I needed to. Bonnie Groh was the coach at Westchester at the time. Later named as the U.S. Women's Olympic coach in 1980 during the boycott because Russia invaded Afghanistan. And then in 1984, when the U.S. women won the bronze medal at the Olympics in Los Angeles. Heller moving the ball along the circle's edge. Heller falls pretty hard on his left hip. I think he was injured there earlier in the tournament. So he's slow to get up. Yeah, he's holding his left hip. Might be what we call a hip pointer when the area of the bone closest to the skin gets bruised. Texera passes across to Singh. Ball back to the captain, Texera. One minute and 30 seconds to go in the third period. The first of two 10-minute periods in the second half. USA is ahead by 3-1. If the USA wins or ties, they go to the championship game tomorrow. If there's a loser, the loser goes home. Texera. One minute to go. 1 minute to go in the opening period of the second half. Dodwall over to Kapler. Kapler goes back to Dodwall. Scans upfield, going to come across, use the boards, but the ball picked up by Canada. Now Kentwell with possession. Had a chance to run in, but had a little trouble getting a handle on the ball, and so he comes back to Kapler. He goes back to Dodwall. Back to Kapler. Now Kapler running upfield. Dodwall taking the center position in the back. This is Harris on the left side. Team captain Harris over to Kapler. Kapler, Dodwall. And Dodwall's pass up to Kentwell is deflected on goal, but the goalkeeper kicked the ball into the air. That would arguably be a 3D skill, kicking the ball up into the air, and that's a foul. So a penalty corner. Even though unintentional foul inside the circle is a penalty corner, as long as that unintentional foul isn't stopping a sure goal. If it had been. It would have been a penalty stroke. 3 seconds to go. The shot and the score! Kentwell picks the ball up from the rebound on the keeper, and the USA, as time expired, jumps to a 4-1 lead. 1 minute break. USA looking very good to go into the championship game tomorrow at 1:30. Canada has to regroup quickly because there's only 1 minute between the periods. and the USA has gone out to a 4-1 lead. I say jumped out. They really have moved forward to a 4-1 lead, scoring goals, I think, in each period. Let's see if we can bring up another fan in the stands. Well, I don't see anyone I recognize, but that's okay. There should be names on the back. That would just cost more. But these fans in the stands, all along the stands, I took a photograph, I'll post it later. They are supporting the U.S. men's and women's national indoor hockey teams so that they could participate in this championship tournament. Once again, the winners of the tournament will go to the 2022 World Cup. Canada starts with possession. Texera with the ball. Ball back to Texera. DeAngelis deflected the ball, put it over the sideboards. Sideboards help keep the action going. Kapler takes the ball after DeAngelis' push upfield. Goalkeeper saved the shot, bounced off. DeAngelis almost with a chance. Ball crosses the back of the Canadian team over to Singh, who puts the ball into the circle. The shot by Texera, no, not by Texera, I'm sorry, by number 7 from the Canadian team. Ball all the way upfield. There is no icing in indoor hockey, but that certainly relieved the pressure. Nick Richardson into the game. Kentwell getting a breather. Harris across the goal mouth to Kapler, who sends the ball all the way upfield for Richardson with an opportunity there, but just, a foot away from getting the pass. 8 minutes to go. Dodwall up to DeAngelis, but just under his stick. Ball over the end line. Canada to restart play. Easy interception there for Kapler, not a well-executed pass. Richardson and Kapler with the ball for the USA. Pressure there from Singh. And Texera deflecting the ball over the sideline, similar to what happened just moments ago at the other end of the field when DeAngelis deflected the ball over the sideboard. Sideboard's 4 inches tall, an angle inside. A little pushing off ball between Richardson and the goalkeeper. The USA is happy to let this happen for another 7 minutes. That means they'll go to the finals against Argentina. Harris over to Kapler. Not misplayed, and the ball goes over to Canada. DeAngelis almost winning the ball. Richardson steals it away. Kapler coming up the field along the right sideboard. tries to pull the ball into the circle. Kentwell into the game for Kapler. He was sent off for a suspension. Kapler was, that is. Oh, no, he wasn't. I'm sorry. He took a seat in the suspension seat. Maybe he was just really tired. Richardson with the ball, passes over to DeAngelis. The umpire had the opportunity to call for a free push, but play continued with USA taking the possession, so the umpire just allowed things to continue. Harris evaluating his opportunities as Canada is slow to press. Oh, there's an opportunity for DeAngelis, hard into the circle, soft shot into the goalkeeper and back into the foot of DeAngelis, so Canada with the ball. Richardson applying the pressure from in front, Kentwell from behind. Causes, I'd say, a bad pass by Canada, but they have possession. Dished out to the top of the circle. Ball possession for Canada. They were hoping for a penalty corner. Harris dribbling the ball from one end to the other. Ball back to DeAngelis, over to Dodwall. Richardson comes this side for Dodwall. Kapler back into the game after getting some refreshments and a rest. Back to Kapler, immediately pressured by two of the Canadians. I think both hit his stick. So possession to the USA on a free push with 4 minutes to go. Over to Richardson, forwarding to Kentwell. And foul against Kentwell, possession to Canada. Canada making the run, cutting inside. Cut into the body contact, as it were, by Kapler. Kapler was just standing still. Richardson lost his stick. I'm not sure how exactly. I missed that. But possession for the USA. Harris is knocked out of bounds. He's slow to get up, thinking about maybe not getting up. The penalty corner has been awarded to the USA and a yellow card to the player from Canada who forced Harris to the ground. So Canada is now going to defend with 5 players. The 30-second timer has expired, the countdown timer. 4 field players and the goalkeeper. The umpire asking the goalie to get off of the pitch. He must stay in the goal. Very simple, but perfect execution as the ball is inserted out to Kapler. Kapler, quick pass over to Harris, a player who was knocked to the ground, and the captain of the U.S. team, and the ball put over the goal line. Canada with the surprising move of going forward. It's a play I've told my son to look for after the opportunity presents itself. And he caught the Americans sleeping for just a bit, but to no avail. The Americans were able to wake up, as it were, get the Canadian trapped against the boards over here near the camera. Kapler tries to find Kentwell cutting behind the goalkeeper, but the ball is intercepted by Texera. Texera hoping for a penalty corner. Ball to Pereira. Pereira here will find Texera. Kentwell pressing. Dodwall over on this side against Pereira. U.S. giving the Canadians a lot to think about before they release the ball. Oh, almost back to Kentwell. Ball through the feet of Texera. Perhaps some level of fitness beginning to show in these players who've been competing for 2 days. In the last game of the night started at 7:15. As you see, some simple mistakes being made. Passes not as crisp, not as perfectly placed on a percentage basis. Kentwell tosses back. Oh, Pereira reacted before the USA reacted. Richardson reached in on Pereira, and a penalty corner opportunity for Canada as we're just approaching the 1 minute mark to go in the game. Well, I've seen goals scored quickly, but I've never seen 4 goals scored. And even then, Canada would not advance to the final. I'm saying 4 goals in 1 minute. Canada has to win. The USA, if they win or tie, go to the championship game tomorrow at 1:30. That shot wide almost found Kentwell, and not in a good way. So we're under 1 minute. The USA not eager or anxious about getting the ball into play. A good 15 minutes have gone off the clock while the ball has been repositioned. Oh, a hard foul it seemed to me, but I'm just an announcer right in front of me. I'm sorry. And ball to the USA. We're under 30 seconds. Up to DeAngelis. DeAngelis put the ball up to Harris, but the goalkeeper stepped up to interfere with that opportunity, as the goalkeeper is supposed to do. Harris moving towards the goal. Now patiently walking the ball out and trying to kill off the clock with 1 second. And there it is. The USA, defeating Canada by a score of 5-1, will advance to the gold medal game tomorrow. That game will happen at 1:30. The women will start off the championship rounds tomorrow with the bronze medal game between 3 and 4. Argentina in position 3. Uruguay in position 4. The U.S. men against Argentina at 1:30. And then at 3 o'clock, the U.S. women versus Canada at 3 o'clock. So the USA advances to the finals in the men's and women's division. Again, the winner of that final championship match of both the men's and the women's tournament will advance to the World Cup. The World Cup will take place in Belgium in February of 2022. This is Chris Maloney signing off from Spring City, Pennsylvania, ending today's competition for the 2021 Pan Am Cup.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
De la mierda que estoy ahora. Sí, pero el culo te llueve. Pero bueno, pero el tema Agus me lo dejas a mí, charter, pagado por los PAF, obvio.
¿Qué?
Charter pagado por los
Un
PAF.
avión privado. ¿Le mandás? Perfecto.
Messi me dijo, Coco necesitas.
¿Cómo cuando me dice que le va a mandar un avión privado?
Oh, you didn't see all this. I did too. It just would have been for the company. Tell me another story.
Que tenés a tu disposición un charter que casualmente le hemos agregado a un pibe llamado Lionel Messi. Lío me acaba de llamar, me dijo, ¿para quién es Coco? Yo digo, para, no olvidar, ¿cuántas azafatas quieres que lleve y qué tipo de comida quiere? No sé, le digo, hago que me mande un mensaje, yo creo que a ella le gusta el caviar y el champán fino, pero bueno, lo hablaremos luego. Así que no te preocupes, olvídate, dormís disfrazada. Beso. No sé si salió o no.
Che, va a estar todo bien.
Me voy, los veo. Aquí, vos me ponés a qué hora. Yo voy a mirar el
Ahí tenemos a Freddy.
Ay, Nani, qué cerca.
Casi.
¿Qué pasó?
Queremos llegar a 16.000.
Hoy a la noche llegamos. Arrancamos el torneo con 14.
¿Con 14.000?
Sí. Y te digo algo, si llego a 16.300, mismo número que Lima en 3 días.
Ahora me pasé porque... Me pasé. ¿Dónde está Nigel? Te quiero decirle algo. Nigel Traverso.
Thanks, Jen.
All good?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
We start at 12, no? First game? 12.
Perfect. That sounds good.
Thank you for your work.
Of course. Have a good night.
Yo lo dije. Puede ser que Argentina hombre me gane.
Yo dije, Rocky se me puso minutos más. Estaba la cámara y hizo split screen.